three things that you need to include in your descriptions. Okay, so descriptions are something that a lot of people will say you don't really need to bother with, or, you know, people don't really read them anymore, or, you know, one of the following things, you know, they aren't crawled by Etsy SEO bots, which means that obviously like putting keywords and stuff in your descriptions won't really help you rank on Etsy. It will help you rank on Google though, so do keep that in mind. And what I will say is that your description, you shouldn't view it as an afterthought. You shouldn't view it as something that people will kind of get to and read if they really, really want to. Because the fact of it is that when people are clicking on, because if you go onto Etsy and you go onto a product, your description is half hidden. So you have to click a little see more button to see it all. At that point, your customer is like 75% of the way there to putting it in their basket, okay? So when you think of it like that, having your description as an afterthought could potentially be costing you sales. And I've tested this in my shop, right? I've had the worst description on my best-selling product, and I've copied it and put a really, really good one, and the one that has a really, really good one always converts better, okay? So I really, really, really don't want you guys thinking that your description should just be like a complete and utter afterthought, okay? So that being said, there are three key things that you need to have in your descriptions to make them the best that they can be, okay? Let me just catch up on comments. Okie dokes, we're all caught up, lovely. Paula says we should all bring a cheeky glass of champers to toast your book launch. By all means, by all means. So yes. And that's Thursday the 28th in the Facebook group, in case you guys have just joined. So the first thing that would be a real, I mean, even if you just put this in your description and you just like kind of couldn't be bothered with the rest, then this is the key thing. And what I want you to really think about is, I want you to think about your customers' pain points, all right? Or the need, or the want, or like, I know that a lot of people struggle when I say pain points. And what I mean by pain points is the whole reason why your customer started their buying journey in the first place, right? Does that make sense? So basically, when you go and search for a product, and I'd love for you to think about something that you guys have recently bought for yourself. When you go to buy a product, why do you do it? Why do you do it? What makes you do it? Is it because you want to buy a special gift? Is it because it's a special birthday and you really don't have a clue as to what the heck to buy people? I know, because I'm in that situation right now. But what's the reason for you guys buying, right? What's the reason for you guys starting your search in the first place? Now, let's say, for example, that, I don't know if you guys have seen, sorry about that. Don't know if you guys can still hear me. Can you guys still hear me okay? Because someone's just tried to phone me. Can you guys hear me okay, by the way? Because someone's just tried to phone me and it came up in my... yeah, let me know on Instagram if you can hear me. I know that you guys on the Facebook will, because you're in a separate mic. Okay, I'm just gonna like carry on and give me a thumbs up or some hearts or something. I'm cutting out. Okay. It might be delayed slightly, but give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me okay. Sorted now. Okay, fabulous. Right, lovely. So there's always a reason why you start your buying journey, and it could be anything. Like, let's say, for example, that you've got a pair of glasses, right? And I know, because this is a pain point for me right now. And you look at the lenses and you think, they are scratched. They are ridiculously scratched. You've paid like hundreds of pounds for these glasses, right? And you're thinking, right, they're really, really scratched. But you know that the reason why they're scratched is because they don't have a place to sit on your bedside table, on your desk, whatever. I'm completely making this up, by the way, like the whole sell me this pen thing, right? And let's say that you're thinking, I need somewhere stylish to put them, that it's going to keep them safe, it's going to keep them off the ground, it's going to keep, you know, all of the nasties off of them, so my glasses will last longer. Because these things are all good, right? These things are expensive. So let's say that you go onto Etsy and you type in glasses holder, right, for bedside table, or glasses case holder, or place to put glasses, right? the pain point that I have is that I don't want to keep spending out hundreds of pounds on, you know, lenses because I'm scratching up my glasses. Okay, so that being said, if you sell like those cute little cone glasses holders, you know who your customers are going to be. They're going to be glasses wearers that, you know, just always want to know where their glasses are, because if you wear them and you have only one pair like I do, you are always losing them. So you always want to know where they are. You want to make like a little bit of a rule for yourself that when your glasses are not on your face, they're on this thing, whatever that may be. And the second thing is that you just don't want them to keep getting damaged, right? So that is the pain point for your customer right now. Is this making sense? Give me a thumbs up or say, yeah, that makes sense. Whereas if I would have just said to you, let's say you sell these cone-shaped glasses holder things, and if I was to say to you, what's your customer's pain points? You guys might have kind of stalled and been like, I don't really know. But it might help you to go through your customer journey and, you know, just really kind of try to identify why they're starting their search. And a good thing to do is to go into now you can either use the beta analytics, the beta search terms, or you can actually, if you're running ads, you can see exactly what keywords people are looking for that bring them to your listings, to kind of get a bird's eye view of the customer journey. And it might surprise you. It might be something that you're like, I never knew that people wanted this or for this reason, right? So what I want you to do is to identify your customers' pain points, okay, right? In the description, you are shining a light on them, you are bringing them to the surface, you are reminding your customer. Now, even if like you want to include some elements that maybe your customer may not be aware of, like for example, I want to keep my glasses safe and clean and not get the lenses scratched. But also another benefit of getting a glasses holder is that I always know where they are. Bring that to the surface in your product description. Your description at this point should be to shine a light on the problems that your customer will have. Yes, can still hear you. Yep, still okay, still good. Okay, fantastic. Does that make sense? Because the bottom line is that, like I said, your customers are already like 75% of the way there if they are sticking around on your listing long enough to click that button where they expand the description, right? So you want to make sure that you are like not tipping them over the edge, but not in a bad way, right? The second thing that you want to include is you want to really get a bright red pen and circle the reasons why this product will solve those problems in the most effective, efficient, amazing way. So again, someone is going to come to your listing to search for a glasses holder, and you've kind of gone, you know, I see you there. Your lenses are always getting scratched every year when you go for an eye test. Everything's foggy because your eyeglasses are so scratched up, right? And then, you know, by doing that, you're connecting with them and saying, hey, like, I was you once, I understand. And then you could say something like, and do you always lose your glasses? Like, how many pairs this year have you lost? Be honest. And it might be quite fun to even like pose that question to them. So those two things there right at the top, you are catching them in because again, they can only see the top of the description, right? And then also you are highlighting the problem, okay? Then you're bringing in your product. So you're not even introducing your product at this point, right? You're just kind of saying, I see you, you're a person that has these problems, okay? Then we want to, like, the next stage of this, the second thing is to highlight how the product will solve those problems in like the best way. What makes a wooden glasses cone shape holder thingy, I really must learn the name of it, better than just a good old fashioned glasses case? Like, why would I not just use this and why would I buy your thing instead, right? So you're highlighting why they need your thing compared to another method to solve their problem. And this is, you know, the point where you highlight the benefits of the product, right? Does this all make sense? Let me just catch up on comments real quick. Is there a recommended length word count for descriptions? I worry mine are too long. You don't want to make them ridiculously long. I would say, I'm just on my Google Docs right now. I would say if you can keep it to an A4 page in a Google Doc or a Word document about like normal size 11, 12 text, that would be perfect. Let me just scroll down and see if I can do a quick word count, or like a line count or something like that, so I can give you an actual number whilst I'm here. No, I can't. Okay, that's not helpful at all. Thank you, Google Docs. But keep it to like an A4 page. So if you type out your descriptions in a Google Doc first, keep it to one A4 page. Does that make sense? You don't want it like so incredibly long that people, I mean, the general rule for me is the longer your descriptions, the higher cost your item is. If I'm paying £3,000 for a handmade diamond ring, you bet your bottom dollar I'm going to be reading every single word of that product description, right? But if you are selling something for like $50 and under, it doesn't need to be that long. Does that make sense? So the general rule is the more expensive something is, the longer your description should be. And that being said, I actually don't want you guys to think as your description, okay? Because that is something that is the prompts for you are to describe your item. Does that make sense? And that's not what it's for. Your description should actually be like a mini sales page for your product. And that's the way I want you to think of it. You're not just like describing the item, you are crafting a sales page for your item. Does that make sense? Paula, what sort of wording could we use to describe pain solution when describing jewelry? It really depends on what the pain point is and who you're targeting it towards. One thing I would say is that depending on your target audience, you really want to use words that your target audience would use to describe their pain point. So don't describe holding your glasses as a method to save money on your next pair of glasses. Describe it as, you know, if your target market says, I can see better because my lenses aren't so scratched, use those exact words. That's like one big thing that a lot of people do, is that they use like jargon and like busy words in order to describe a pain point, when really you just need to use the exact words that your target market would use. So yeah, again, don't think of your descriptions as you just generally going, it's a glasses case, it has a flippy thing on it, it has a really strong hinge, and it's got like flocking inside. That's not it. It's a sales page. That is essentially what it is. Your description, and I hate that word, can you tell, is got to persuade your target audience to buy this thing, okay? And again, as I said, you've got to make sure that you are aware that your customers are already like 75% of the way to buying before they even click it, right? If your target audience had or the people coming on to your listings have no interest in buying your item, they would have been gone like 30 seconds ago, right? So you've got to understand that at that point, people are looking for a reason to buy. Give it to them in your description. It's as simple as that. So the third thing is you really, at the end, you want to bullet point at this point. I don't want to be seeing big old blocks of text, okay? How many of you guys have received an email in the last week where you've got a big block of text separated with just, you know, normal full stops, commas, and that's it? Now, how many of you guys have actually read it? because that's the big thing. Your description might be amazing, but if it's not clear to scan, easy to read, don't forget, when we're shopping online, our eyes go from left to right, up to down. So make sure to format it in a way that's easy for people to read. You want to make sure that it's scannable. Okay, what I mean by that is, don't have it in like a massive block of text. Use italics, use bold, use stars, use emojis if you can. I don't think you can on Etsy descriptions. Yes, you can. You absolutely can. I tell a lie. Yes, you can use emojis. Use underline, use spacing, use, put a lot of spaces between the paragraphs. Like, I know it's not going to be grammatically always correct, but it's going to get the message across to your target audience, right? So make sure to really make it easy to scan. And the last thing is you want to highlight the main features of the product, okay? Because again, your target audience are already, they scanned it, they know what their pain points are, they know why this product is good for them. And if at any of those points they are like, this isn't for me, they'd be gone. By the time they get to the features and the benefits of the product, the last little bit, they're like 95% of the way there. They just need a little bit more convincing. So that is where you go, okay, boom, 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 boom. This is why this glasses case is the best thing since sliced bread. This is why this works really, really well. This is why you should buy mine versus someone else's on Etsy, because of the way I make it, because of who I am, because of the journey that I've been through, because of the way that I mold it, because of the way that I make it, because like all of these things should be detailed. And that is the 3 things that you need to include in your descriptions today. And even if you guys are sat there kind of saying, okay, I kind of get it, but I don't want to have to go through and change all of my descriptions because I feel you. Just copy. Here's a challenge for you guys. Just copy 5 of the listings that sell the best for you. Copy them and just change the descriptions and test them for 3 to 4 months. And I bet your bottom dollar you will get a higher conversion rate. So believe it, right? If there's ever anything anyone tells you about your shop, test it first before you go all in, all right? Tamsin, I love the phrase sales page. If we have lots of listings which are all similar but different designs, for example, would you use the same description? I use the same main points, but I would perhaps change it up a little bit just so people aren't like reading the same thing over and over again. But if your similar thing, like I know that you sell like craft boxes and things like that, I would make it specific enough for a type of craft box, like a memory blanket craft box and versus a t-shirt making craft box. I wouldn't make those the same, but if you have like multiples in different colors, I would make those reasonably the same. Does that make sense? Because you want to make this specific enough for that one product, okay? Is there any more questions about this before I shoot off? Because I really, really want to make sure that this is like super, super clear. So let's just go over. I'm just going to have a little sip of water. Let's just, oh, I've just knocked over my ridiculously expensive glasses case. So number 1, the customer's pain points, connect with them, show them that you know why they're here, show them that you are the person who's going to solve their problem. And this can be for any niche as well, guys. If you sell t-shirts, if you sell crochet, if you sell printables, if you sell craft boxes, if you sell jewelry, what I'm saying here will apply, okay? You just need to go really, really deep with your target audience. And this could be like, going into a Facebook group and actually talking to them directly, right? What about printables? I'm not sure about a big pain point for handmade jewelry. I sell handmade jewelry and I applied this to my shop. You've just got to find out why your target audience is starting that search. Printables. Let's say you sell printable art. They are renting a flat. It's unbelievably white box and boring. They want to add some personalized flair without not getting their deposit back. Boom, printables. They've just moved house and they are just completely new when it comes to interior design. Boom, printables. They have, I'm just trying to think of a different niche, but you kind of get what I'm saying, right? They've moved into somewhere where there's a massive hole in the wall. They need to cover it. Printables. Depending on what your target audience is, you've got to do some research, guys. And I don't, honestly, like, challenge me. not right now, but challenge me. Come and join the Facebook group. Put something in the group. There is a pain point for every single product that is being sold on Etsy right now. It might not be obvious because they haven't, like, the seller hasn't dug deep into it and, you know, made it obvious and made a really clear message, but there's a pain point for every single one of you watching this who has a product to sell. There is a pain point for your target audience. Okay. Handmade jewelry. I mean, jewelry, the bottom line with jewelry is that if it's for a gift, it's because it's for something special. They're wanting to envelop a moment, a memory, a special phrase, a special color, a special date, something special. They're wanting to envelop and close it and present it in a piece of jewelry. Okay. Or it could just be fashion, you know, it could just be, you know, if you're making big statement pieces, it could just be, hey, you know what, I have an outfit that I'm going to wear. It's quite plain. It's quite boring. Let's zhuzh it up. That could be your pain point. Bringing personal flair to every single black t-shirt, plain black t-shirt you own in your wardrobe. My promise to you is that if you pair this with any outfit, it is gonna get eyes looking at you because they're gonna think that this outfit is immediately elevated. Does that make sense? So guys, I just want you to if you do nothing else this week, make sure to research your pain points. Okay. So again, just to recap, that was number 1, which was your customers' pain points. Number 2, how it will solve those pain points. Tell me exactly why it's going to help me to zhuzh up my space, add flair to every single outfit. Why is it going to enable me to bring a moment, a memory with me wherever I go? Why? How? What's it going to do for me? And the very, very last thing is just the main features and benefits. And also, if you want like extra brownie points, the cost of them not buying. Okay, that's another thing. All right. If you guys have any more questions, I would recommend joining the Facebook group and popping them in there because obviously we are in there longer. I don't want to make this really, really long because those watching back will be like, oh, 40 minutes, what? But I honestly, guys, every single one of you do have a pain point for your items. So guys, I really, really hope that helped you. I love talking about this kind of stuff. Can you tell? This was only supposed to be a 15-minute live, but whatever. I do hope that you guys will be buying this on Thursday because believe me, it's going to help you so much. It's also a workbook as well. So if you guys want to kind of redo your Etsy shop, open up a new Etsy shop, this is going to be your business Bible. And that's what I wrote it for. I'm so excited to see you guys on Thursday in the Facebook group. It will be live a lot like this. So if you enjoyed this, come and join us and it'll be just so fab. But for now, guys, I will catch you in the next live. I will just tell you, next Monday, so a week from today, is bank holiday, but there will be a live on the 9th of May. Okay, so I just cannot wait to see you in the next one. But for now, I will catch you guys soon. Bye, Instagram. And bye, Facebook. Paula says, thank you very much. This has been so valuable. As long as it's valuable, then I'm happy. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys soon.